1. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. 2. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. 3. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. 4. Happiness depends upon ourselves. 5. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. 6. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. 7. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. 8. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. 9. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. 10. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. 11. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. 12. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. 13. The ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. 14. Man is by nature a social animal. 15. Change in all things is sweet. 16. One swallow does not make a summer, neither does one fine day. Similarly, one day or short time of happiness does not make a person entirely happy. 17. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. 18. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. 19. Those who educate children well are more to be honored than they who produce them. 20. Anyone can become angry, that is easy, but to be angry with the right person, to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose and in the right way, this is not easy. 21. It is the nature of desire not to be satisfied, and most men live only for the gratification of it. 22. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. 23. Wit is educated insolence. 24. Poetry is finer and more philosophical than history, for poetry expresses the universal, and history only the particular. 25. A friend to all is a friend to none. 26. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsion, habit, reason, passion, and desire. 27. The greatest virtues are those which are most useful to other persons. 28. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differ from the dead. 29. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. 30. To perceive is to suffer. 31. The gods, too, are fond of a joke. 32. The proof that you know something is that you are able to teach it. 33. The law is reason, free from passion. 34. It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. 35. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. 36. In all things of nature there is something of the marvelous. 37. Hope is a waking dream. 38. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace, making the best of circumstances. 39. Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. 40. Education is the best provision for old age. 41. A tyrant must put on the appearance of uncommon devotion to religion. 42. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in deserving them. 43. It is not once nor twice, but times without number, that the same ideas make their appearance in the world. 44. The high-minded man must care more for what is true than for what people think. 45. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. 46. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. 47. Love well. Be loved and do something of value. 48. The essence of life is to serve others and do good. 49. Nature does nothing in vain. 50. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living from the dead. 51. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. 52. The greatest of all pleasures is the pleasure of learning. 53. Man is the only animal that laughs. 54. It is simplicity that makes the uneducated more effective than the educated when addressing popular audiences. 55. Piety requires us to honor truth above our friends. 56. In poverty and other misfortunes of life, true friends are a sure refuge. 57. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. 58. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them. 59. Good habits formed at youth make all the difference. 60. There was never a genius without a tincture of madness. 61. Those who are not angry at the things they should be angry at are thought to be fools. 62. Bad men are full of repentance. 63. It is not enough to win a war, it is more important to organize the peace. 64. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. 65. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. 66. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen. 67. All paid jobs absorb and degrade the mind. 68. The end of labor is to gain leisure. 69. The mother is fonder than the father of her children because she is more certain they are her own. 70. Democracy arose from men's thinking that if they are equal in any respect, they are equal absolutely. 71. The generality of men are naturally apt to be swayed by fear rather than reverence. 72. Time crumbles things, everything grows old under the power of time and is forgotten through the lapse of time. 73. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. 74. The worst form of inequality is to try to make unequal things equal. 75. In all things of nature there is something of the marvelous. 76. Doubt is often more advantageous than sureness. 77. Wisdom is the reward you get for a lifetime of listening when you'd have preferred to talk. 78. Beauty is the gift of God. 79. A great city is not to be confounded with a populous one. 80. At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst. 81. Should the wise man love himself? Yes, since he is himself the most noble object, and will therefore benefit himself, as well as others, by his self-love. 82. The soul never thinks without a picture. 83. Some men are as sure of the truth of their opinions as of the fact of their own existence. 84. That which is common to the greatest number gets the least amount of care. 85. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. 86. We become just by performing just actions, temperate by performing temperate actions, brave by performing brave actions. 87. There is no great genius without a mixture of madness. 88. Liars when they speak the truth are not believed. 89. Every truth is a truth for someone, at some time, in some place. 90. Time is the most valuable thing a man can spend. 91. It is the nature of the animal to seek pleasure and avoid pain, but it is the nature of man to seek excellence. 92. The properties of things are usually discovered to be relative to us. 93. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. 94. We should behave to our friends as we would want our friends to behave to us. 95. A likely impossibility is always preferable to an unconvincing possibility. 96. Nature abhors a vacuum. 97. In the arena of human life, the honors and rewards fall to those who show their good qualities in action. 98. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. 99. The whole is more than the sum of its parts. 100. Character is what you do consistently when no one is watching.